you ready for the podcast? Whole lot we gon' broadcast. Dropping gems, these are all facts. Shooting flicks like Men in Black. Are you ready for the podcases? Hitting every spot, Dalmatian. Taking off like a spaceship. Podcast is not basic. Podcast is not basic. Podcast is not basic.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 6 of the goddamn podcast. What's up, everybody? We were running a little late tonight. We was talking shit amongst ourselves and stuff like that. But welcome to episode 6. You know, woo, man, it's been crazy, bro. How was your week, fam?
Oh man, it's good, man. A little bit of traveling, a little bit of work. Everything is all good, bro. How about yours?
You know, man, this week right here, honestly, it's been like one of my like most challenging weeks, man. Pretty, like I don't get stressed a lot, but this week right here has been like really stressful for me, man. Nothing that I really want to go into, man, but it's been like really stressful. I've been kind of like disconnected from a lot of things this week because I was kind of focused on something in particular, and I didn't like the way I felt this week. So I was really looking forward to the podcast to have an outlet. This is like one of the best things I do all week is communicate with my homie and communicate with the people. This is the people's show. You know what I'm saying? So
That's right.
it's been a crazy week, man. But yo, I'm glad I'm here rocking. So that's what's up, bro. You know what I'm saying? You good?
Oh man, for sure, man, for sure.
Yeah, man. I didn't realize it was Masters week since Tiger's not in that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody watches golf without Tiger, man.
Dude, nobody watches golf without Tiger, bro. And I was telling somebody just texted me that like, yo, this guy, they killing it. I'm like, dude, I didn't even know that it was the fucking Masters was on this week, so I don't really give a shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So
it's kind of like a who cares type thing, right? Like
it's sad, but that's true, bro. Tiger's like a powerful, like he is a juggernaut of entertainment, bro. And like if he's not in it, I'm not even interested in it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not watching at all. I don't even know what station it comes on.
You're not watching it at all, bro?
No.
Yo, man, that's what's up, man. But yo, man, thanks for everybody who's checking us out today, man. You know, you can always check us out on YouTube, everywhere you get podcasts and everything at, man. We really appreciate everybody rocking with us, man. This is like the 6th time we've done this, man. And I'm really proud of not only what we have accomplished as a crew, bro, but just what the people like fucking with us for 6 straight weeks. That's hard to give somebody that much of your time, and I really super duper appreciate everybody fucking with us for 6 weeks, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Man, for sure, man. All the feedback, man, is awesome that we get, man. Kind of tells us that we are not as crazy as we thought we were. A lot of people agree with a lot of stuff we say. Some stuff we don't.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's really it leaves Sunday to look forward to, man. After long stressful weeks, good way to start the week, great way to end the week, man. So hey,
that's true, bro. I sincerely thank you for even rocking with me on this, bro. You had a great idea. Real talk, everybody who should know this was Sai's idea, like us getting together and doing this and shit like this, and I can't even think of enough. You've been just like, yo, bro, let's do this together, man. And that's what's up, bro. So I'm super excited about it. It's dope, man, and it's all love, man. Yo, something I saw this. Well, I think everybody saw this like this week here over the past week, man. My man Paul P, man. Do you really think you should have been fired for that shit, bro?
Yo, I don't know, man. Those contracts are so. All those professional sports contracts, entertainment contracts, they keep that clause in there, man. That clause will come back again. It's really it's kind of arbitrary, but anything that goes against the station's values or things like that, man. I mean, you had women in the background. You had what looked to be a marijuana cigarette. Paul was just wilding, man. What happened?
Well, you know
what?
But
it was only like 300 people on the live.
Well, here's the problem I have with that, man. I think I talked about this a couple of weeks ago about people actions. Do they automatically require you to be fired from your job? And here's the thing. I know Paul Pierce is pretty well off. He doesn't need that job, man.
Right.
I didn't think he should be fired for that, and here's why. I don't think there was nothing that Paul done in that video that was illegal. He was in California. Weed is legal out there. Um, the women in there. I mean, nothing he was doing. It was at a private home. The women just was dancing, or whatever. I think that Disney and ESPN puts up this mantra that you have to be almost perfect, like Mickey Mouse, in order to work there. You know what I'm saying? Because I think what Paul looked like he was doing was trying to get back at somebody who he broke up with recently.
You ain't gotta be perfect, but I mean, I don't know about having strippers in the background with a bunch of weed and being high on camera on live either.
And I
But
was mad I wasn't there.
well,
Shit, I wanted to be there.
here's the thing, man, and I say this a lot. You say this a lot in the law. Just because it's not illegal, just because you can, doesn't really mean you should. You know what I mean? That's the case in a lot of situations, man. There's a lot of stuff we can do that we probably shouldn't do.
Like, give me an example of that. Like in this case right here, what did what did Paul do that he shouldn't have done?
Went live. He went live. I mean, if you have you
I get it.
partying, you smoking, you doing whatever you doing. You got these girls half naked in the background dancing around. You doing all of that stuff. I don't know that you really want to go live with that to the entire, to what could be the entire world looking at your live. You're Paul Pierce. I mean, you're a nationally known figure, world known figure. Maybe in some places. So I don't know that you do that. I don't know that you do that and don't have any repercussions from Disney or your employer, or whoever it may be, man. It's
But it wasn't illegal though. So
well,
you're telling me that, and I'm just taking what you said here. You're telling me just because he went live and nothing he did was illegal, nothing illegal. You tell me that justifies him losing his job?
well, the marijuana would be questionable.
No, because
You know, that-
it's legal. It's legal.
well, we don't know where was he at. I guess
He was in
we
California.
could assume, okay, so we can assume he's at home in California.
Yeah, he was in California.
Um, if I guess if I don't really know the statute on or the background on the history of where weed is legal and what states it is, and if you need a prescription, if you don't need a prescription. I'm not aware of all of
Right,
that,
right.
but I mean, I guess you would say, some people would say it's of poor taste, and some people just, his company probably just, to use your word, they don't rock with him on that. Like, hey, man,
So
we're not
standards and
going for
practices and shit.
standards and practices, man. That big ass arbitrary cloud that they can put whatever they want to put in there at any time.
But doesn't that kind of keeps you from being who you really are as a person?
Yeah, well, if you really want to be who you are, you gotta do what you do. Be an entrepreneur. you know, you can't start the Paul Pierce Network, and then you do that on that. Maybe Showtime probably picks it up, but you can't say, man, I'm a work for. I mean, not the overarching theme of ESPN. I'm gonna work for Disney,
Mickey
and
Mouse.
I'm about to have these chicks back here twerking, laying on the floor. I'm gonna be getting blazed, and I'm telling people to come through.
I mean, I
Ain't
get
gonna
that,
really
man.
get.
I just like I said, I just thought it was. I thought they overreached when they fired Paul for that. Paul, like, and I think Paul only, like, people like some of those athletes only do that just to keep a semblance of schedule. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so used to having something to do. And I think, like, some of those, I don't know what they get paid. And I don't mean trying like to count anybody's money, but I think what Paul, and he seemed unbothered by losing that job. But I think a lot of those guys do that just to have a semblance of a schedule to do something. You know what I'm saying? Because Paul
Call
made,
chicks over again.
hey man, hey, I have no problem with what Paul did. I thought Disney overreached by trying to fire my brother for that shit. Um, it just like, he was at his home, man. He was at home, a private home, doing what he do, and he wasn't doing nothing illegal, man. Ain't no cops come in and broke down that goddamn door. That's all I know about that shit.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody did that, but yeah, just say, man, like you said, standards and practices, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that was some goofy shit, bro. And so speaking with that basketball shit, man. Basketball's been kind of like really wild this week. Salute to Hubert Davis, for getting that job at the University of North Carolina, the first black coach at UNC, Chapel Hill. Salute to Hubert, man. He was kind of on that. He was on that staff for like 5 or 6 years, man. He was doing some stuff at ESPN,
Yeah.
and Roy Williams called him in to be on that staff. Now, him getting that job was kind of came out of left field, but it's not about him getting the job. It's what he said after he got that damn job that kind of got people fellas ruffled, man. So you know what I'm saying?
Tell us about that.
Well, I don't know if people saw this, but when he gave his speech, he was at a press conference and he talked about the job and how fortunate he was. He was like one of a handful of African American coaches and the very first coach at UNC. But which I thought it was dope. But I think he made it known that he was proud of his white wife, you know. And
Mixed kids.
and listen, man, I don't have a problem with man. You love who you love, dog. But I think it struck the world, or struck a lot of people, especially black folks, as extremely odd that he made it a point to say how proud he was of his white wife. Love is love, bro. That's how I feel about it. But that struck me very. It was in an odd way how he came across and say, listen, how he was proud of his white wife doing that acceptance speech. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, but when you listen to it, I kind of I heard about it first, and then I went back and listened to it.
Okay.
And when I listened to it, I was like, oh, okay. I kind of see what he said. He was kind of spinning it off of diversity. They were talking about diversity. He was like, yes, I'm proud to be the coach, and I'm a black guy, and I live a diverse life. I even got a white wife. Not saying he was right or wrong. I'm just saying it wasn't the way that a lot of people had said it was initially. Because with the secret train, a lot of people keep saying, and a lot of people who keep saying ain't even heard it. So I went back and listened on my own, and yeah, it was probably he could have definitely said something different or said nothing at all. But he almost got to a great press conference, and then he blurts that out at the end.
I got that, but what part of what he said you thought didn't strike you as odd? That part about his wife and stuff like what? Not saying it was odd, but it seems ill placed, so to speak.
It was ill placed. It was ill placed. I agree with the fact it was ill placed. But man, I used to run into Hubert Davis at the Fresh Market, man. He used to stop by Fresh Market and get coffee in the morning time. I used to run into Hubert Davis in there, man. Really nice guy.
Right. I have no doubt.
I felt like it wasn't the way people tried to make it seem. Definitely shouldn't have said it. I'm sure his PR people definitely pulled him to the side.
What did you hear? What did you hear?
I heard him.
I'll tell you what I heard.
What'd you hear?
Here's what I heard. I heard that, as far as I understand, as far as what I interpreted from that press conference that he gave, congratulations to Hubert. I think he's a fine coach. From what I've heard about him, he seems like he's a fine human being. Whatever. I thought that he wanted to make a point that who he was, like, who his wife was and all that. Your wife ain't gonna be on that bench, bro. I could give two shits about who he was married to. I just thought that there's nobody who's ever took a job in professional sports that got on there and just talk about their wife in terms of what her hue is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody be like, yo, my black wife or whatever. I just thought that was ill placed what he was trying to do. Like he was trying to fit in someplace or trying to come across as non-threatening. That a lot of black, you know what I'm saying? So I thought he tried to come across as non-threatening to a lot of people. And
probably a little nervous.
You're a D1 coach. There shouldn't be nothing nervous about running a press conference. If you can't run a press conference, how the fuck are you going to run practice? You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
So that stuff are nervous. Let me say, certain jobs you shouldn't be nervous at. Number one is a goddamn airplane pilot. You know what I'm saying? The last person you want to be nervous is an airplane pilot. And dude, if you're running a press conference accepting a D1 job, like a highly touted D1 job, why the fuck are you nervous? You've been on that bench for 6 to 7 years with Roy Williams, winning national championships, and you're nervous? I don't think that constitutes nervousness. He has nothing to apologize for, but I thought it was kind of whack that what he did though.
Right. I agree with that. I mean, like I said, definitely ill placed. He definitely could have said something different or said nothing at all.
Yeah, sometimes saying nothing at all is probably the best fucking thing that he could have done. I'm interested in see. I wish him all the best. I think he would do a fine job. I just thought that what he said was kind of like it struck me. I listened to the entire press conference, but I thought it just struck me as odd. Struck me as out of place. Struck me as he was trying to tell somebody something. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Other than black folks, he was trying to tell somebody something. So that just struck me as odd, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Definitely.
You know. So that shit was really weird, bro. And that's like one of the first things I don't really watch TV no more, and I really don't watch the news anymore because, dude, is it me or do you miss Donald Trump?
No, I don't miss Donald Trump.
No, what I'm saying is not necessarily miss the person, but miss the coverage that he got, what he brought to the table in terms of just the bullshit he bought. You don't like
It was something every day. Yeah, it was
something every
something
day.
every single day. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something every day. And I kind of miss that corrupt shit that he brought, and it kind of taught me something. Like I said a couple of weeks back about Donald Trump is a shit stain on American president's history. I do believe that, but he also brought something with him. He was a silver lining, right? He's what America actually needed to the people that I always say racism was not prevalent. It's not there anymore. But what he brought to me personally was he brought to me an education on how elections work,
Right.
how the political system works, who's involved, what. It's not about just the president anymore. It's about the Senate, Congress, the House,
Hmm.
whatever. It's about all of that, and I think we have to be politically savvy going forward. And I thought he brought that to me. And so that's
For
when I say
sure.
I
Oh, yeah.
missed that. Now, when you don't really watch the news, you're not to me. I'm not really engaged in terms of what elections are coming up and things like that. So I have to kind of find another way to get myself re-engaged because I don't really don't like watching news. I just like watching the shit he did and watch how he used the system to slither his way out of it. He was very astute in that aspect of it. I thought.
Yeah. And he's been a lot more quiet than I thought he would be. These first few months
You think
after,
so?
oh yeah, after Biden has taken office, he's been. I mean, he's been he's working on something, man. He's too quiet.
Yeah. What he's working on his own social media platform.
Okay.
And I think that's going to be a dangerous thing when he has no like what we just talked about a second ago with standards and practices. When he have nobody to answer to, like
Right.
he's going to say what the fuck he want to say, and people. And let me say something. Here's the funny thing about it, man. People actually believe everything he says. Like people that we assume are smart people who are coherent people, believes everything that he fucking says. When he say he's won, when he says about COVID and all this stuff, whatever he says, people actually believes this shit. And
Right.
that's a dangerous thing. And folks be like, oh, and I always say I joke about this, but like, yo, man, how do certain dictators come into power, man? This is a prime example because
Prime
if you get a certain amount of people to believe the bullshit you spew and the hate that you spew and to believe that you're better than the next man, you will eventually you can conquer a fucking land. You see what I'm saying?
Well, you see what happened at the Capitol, man. Like, I mean, not to go back on that, but that you had those people saying, "Man, I will die for this." Like, they was gonna die to get him back in office, and the election was over, man. It was almost time for inauguration.
I
The
would have done
week
that shit.
before inauguration.
I would have done that shit for Barack Obama if I thought he stole that shit from his ass.
Nah, all right.
I would have thought, hey man, no, I don't give a damn. Whatever Barack Obama said, I believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of get what they're saying, but listen, man, listen, man. I thought what he brought to the table was something America actually needed. They needed to kind of like see themselves. Like, somebody show you a bad test, like, yo, look at this shit. And America's like turning a blind eye, like, yo, he's not that bad. I'm like,
Right.
yeah, like this motherfucker's racist. He let you know
As
he's
hell.
racist. You know what I'm
Definitely
saying?
right. Not even trying to hide it, racist.
Yeah, man. And here's the funny thing about it. And this is how racism America is. I don't. And here's the thing. And folks need to check this out. And shout out to my people from Tennessee because y'all got some shit in y'all state senate, right? So about 2 weeks ago, back in March, there was four senators from the state senators within Tennessee. They voted against removing the word slavery from the state constitution.
Mm.
They don't want that. They don't want that word removed because a Democrat brought into he proposed a bill that they will remove the word slavery from the Tennessee Constitution and saying this is illegal, whatever, because Tennessee is very big on um, uh, quote unquote slave labor in terms of their penal systems.
Hmm.
And this guy was trying to come in and say, no, we need to remove that word because it's still a legal word in Tennessee. And these four Republicans say, nah, we want to keep, essentially, they vote against that, say, we want to keep that in there. That
Wow.
struck me as odd in 2021. This is where we are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that, and to me, that struck a chord. Is like part of the bill, a part of what they're trying to do is kind of drum up the talk again about reparations and things of that nature, and how we're going to present that to the American people, how we're going to present that to the world. And to me, I always thought reparations are actually are required, not needed, not whatever, not liked or whatever. They're required. But I honestly don't believe that the American reparations will ever come from the American government. I think
No.
it would come from the companies that actually benefited from it the most.
Right.
You see what I'm telling you?
Right.
So
So, man, on a more somber note, man, we lost a great rapper this week, man.
oh, that's
Um,
fucked up, man.
yeah, DMX, man. No, it holds a special place in my heart, man. He dropped one of them albums, I think, summer right before our senior year at college.
Right, right,
Um,
right.
dropped another one like right back to back, man. You know, it was hard to um, remember a lot of that stuff. But when I went back and listened, I'm like, man, I remember like walking around
Hmm.
college and you know that music blaring out of somebody's dorm room window, and you're like, yo, who is that? You know what I mean? Like, man, he has some straight classics, man. I think when we did the top five MCs, I think a couple of people mentioned DMX, man,
Yeah.
because he has some DMX has some like some classics, man.
You know what? I think a lot of people connected with DMX. One of the main reasons was because I thought he rapped about what he was truly going through. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
The song that it really struck me, one of my favorite song DMX has ever done is "Slipping." You know what I'm saying? And if you
Yeah.
listen to the lyrics of "Slipping," it talks about him growing up, what his mother thought about him, and this, that, and the third. And I listen to that song all the time, and I'm like,
Mhm.
yo, that is a powerful ass song.
Yeah.
He doesn't come out here and talk about jury and things of that nature. He talked about what he was going through. I think a lot of people connected with him just as a result of that.
Right. Right.
So man,
Yeah, man.
I mean, I heard some rumors about what's going to happen next, like what Jay Z and Beyonce is
Beyonce. Yeah.
going to buy his masters and give it to his children, whatever. Regardless of whatever DMX went through and whatever he showed the world, I think he was anointed by God. He was filled with something that that a lot of people don't have. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And he showed his vices to the world, right? Because I think as everybody flipped their belly over and showed their vices to the world, people like fuck. You know what I'm saying? And he showed that to the world, but nonetheless, he stood on it, and he always talked about just loving somebody and just being real with it. He was one of the most. He was one of the realest people that I've ever came across in terms of music, and a lot of people that talk about him, that's what they say about him. One of the first things to say, how real he was, and how he seemed like he was about God, man. You know?
And you know the crazy thing, man, is he was. I don't. I mean, I'm not a hip hop historian, But I know he was one of the first rappers, man, to really incorporate prayer in his albums, man. DMX used to have
Yeah.
some strong prayers on his album, man. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, that's what you really remember. Like, you didn't skip over those interludes, man. You listened to those prayers. Like, that was
Yeah,
X was
yeah,
strong,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like
I think
he was strong, man.
that to me, that's an art, man. To be able to pray and pray out loud and shit. I
Like
remember.
that, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, because like you really felt what he was saying. He really meant that. You know what I'm saying? And his music is like by far one of them. It's a powerful thing, and people don't kind of equate him with like a lyricist and all that. I get all that. That's fine.
yeah,
Hip hop's subjective, whatever, right? But I think what he did was, and what he said was some of the realest shit you can ever hear. You know
right,
what I'm saying? He when you talk about yourself, man, you can never go wrong.
right.
You know what I'm saying? When you live your vices, you can never go wrong, my brother. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, salute, man. Rest in peace, bro. One of the illest MCs out there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. And, man, I got one more thing. I know we need to get to our guests, but man, something that tripped me out, man. Maybe you can enlighten me a little bit. Man, this whole thing with the damn Queen of England and princes and kings, man, that shit trips me out. Why are people so enamored with that, man? I saw Prince Philip died and he was 99, and I was asking and I was trying to do a little research on my own. I guess Prince Philip was Queen Elizabeth's husband,
Oh,
right?
really? Okay. Yeah.
Is that it? But she never decided to make him a king or something. So he just stayed prince.
So yeah, see that whole monarchy thing, I don't really understand it. I don't know how the lineage go. Um, it seems super weird to me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
All of them,
super weird. It's like a
you know,
book, man, like a
it,
fairy tale.
yeah, all of them look alike to me. So that to me, it seems like an episode of The Simpsons. All of them look alike, and I don't.
Except Meghan Markle.
They was trying to get her ass up out of there, bro.
They did.
Let me tell you something. That's how much. That's how. Let me tell you something. That's how you know that dude loved that chick. When she said fuck your family, he's like fuck them too. You know, that's when you know something's really going on. That's some love for your ass, man. You know what
Nah,
I'm saying?
yeah, I'll say it's love if he stayed with her, and in 10 years, if Harry and them babies ain't moved back over to England,
Let me tell you
then I'll
something.
say that's love, yo. But until now,
Harry ass can't come back. Let me tell you something. If you
man,
leave,
yo,
if you, let me say something. It's a lot different. For example, if you go in your house and talk shit to your people over a crackhead, and y'all break up, and you come back and you try to come back like, hey, I'm sorry, look, nah, man, fuck your shit,
bro,
because who you left
Harry's
them
on
to.
a private jet headed back to the funeral now. His grandma said, "Look, Harry just ain't right in the head right now. Let me get him back over here and straighten him out. His wife can't go back because she's pregnant." Man, yeah, people act like Harry was leaving and he was about to go make it on his own. He come to America and live in Tyler Perry house, man. Like come to
Yo, he
America
gets
and
an
live in Tyler
allowance,
Perry
man.
house and
Yo, he gets an
man,
allowance, bro. He
like,
gets an
oh yeah,
allowance.
man, get out of here. They had like Harry was like, oh yeah, he leaving. He about to be struggling. Come on,
Hey,
man. It's
dog,
Prince, it's Prince Harry, yo.
that's what love is about, bro. You do crazy
Tyler
shit
Perry
because of
said,
love.
"Come on over here." Tyler Perry said, "Come on over here. You can live here.
Hey,
Don't worry about."
you never done no crazy shit for love, bro.
Nah.
Yeah, no,
I
I think we all done something crazy. Like you whether you
mean,
drove
okay.
like you drove
Nothing I would discuss tonight.
right, right. Of course, it's some shit I've done that I would like. I'm gonna take to my grave. I probably tell a motherfucker to embalm me what I did, but I won't
You
tell
told
nobody
me.
else.
You told me.
Yeah, well, okay, you leave that shit to you then, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you know what, man? This week's been crazy because last week when we did the dating game show episode 5, you catch that everywhere, by the way. But when we did that show episode 5, I had no idea of the collateral that was come about as a result of that. The good, the bad, the ugly, whatever came about of it. I got reviews from people about that via text message, a couple of phone calls or whatever, inboxes or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. And I heard what everybody said. And I think that when you and I discussed what we was going to do this week, we had to push back our original plans and say, listen, we need to come back and talk about this once again. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought that people had a lot to say, you know?
Right. Oh
And
yeah.
and and it got
You cut your phone off, right?
I cut my phone off. I decided that it was no need to engage that shit on Sunday night, so I decided to cut my phone off and let you kind of tell me what the fuck you was going through as a result of that.
Yeah, I didn't have wasn't much happening my way, man. Sunday night, I like to watch news type programs start at about 10 p.m. until I fall off to sleep.
So that's dope, man. So we felt that was important that we come back and kind of like put it together in one big synopsis of what the show was about. I'm not taking back anything I said. I truly believe what I said, what I believe. And I don't know about you, but I think that's important that we just come back and kind of tie it up, put it in a nice big bow, and bring another perspective on to this subject, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
Um,
saying?
sure. Before we do that, man, let's shout out some of the people listening, commenting, man. A lot of our classmates. We got Donna, my man Crash, was a Shaw back with us, man, and then I think he came back and Shaw. Real deep brother, man. A lot of comments on my page. I
That's
appreciate
what's
that.
up.
Appreciate Quan, Kenyatta, man. Just appreciate everybody, man. Giving us a little bit of your Sunday evening, man.
Hey, I truly appreciate it. I say that all the time, but I really, really appreciate that because that's big, man.
Yeah.
But without further ado, I thought that was important that we come back and kind of give it's always good to get other people's perspectives on anything that you discuss. It wouldn't be right if we didn't. I thought when we decided we would do this again in some form or fashion, we brought somebody on that would really bring some really good insight to the show.
Right.
Um, so we're going to bring a very, very dope person on. She has her own podcast. It's called Love and Law, the Love and Law podcast. We want to hear what she has to say and just talk to a little bit about her podcast and then what other things she's got going on. So without further ado, let's bring on Miss Sasha Sauce. Happy
Hi,
Sunday, Sasha.
hey. Happy Sunday. Yay.
How you
Hey,
doing?
Sasha, how you doing?
How you
I
doing?
am well. I am well.
That's what's up, yo. Sasha, thank you for jumping on with us today. We want to kind of like bring a little more insight to what we talked about last week with the dating game and trying to the and some of the things that were discussed.
A lot of
Um,
nods. A lot of
yeah, it's a,
nods.
it's a lot of nods. So I'm interested in hear what she has to say about this. Sasha, tell us a little bit about you and your podcast.
So I am a lawyer by trade. Um, I have a podcast, Love and Law podcast. It is a woman empowerment, even though guys, you can learn a lot from it. It's woman empowerment, both in love and in career. I
Okay.
have found that on my journey, it's been a lot of growth, and I have seen a lot of issues that I have tackled on throughout my life, right? And throughout my journey is kind of what I memorialize that as throughout my journey that could be helpful. And so some of the things that I say is that my audience could teach me in the same space that they could learn from me.
Right.
And so that's the whole goal of it, is to just encourage, empower, and so we all find love and learn a
Well,
little bit about business on the track, right?
okay. So you kind of help people through the weeds of love, so to speak.
Right, right. Because I think that it's a challenging process, one, for most people, because I think that on the journey to love, people don't understand that they have to really spend a lot of time by themselves, right?
Mhm.
To
I
really
said that shit.
understand.
I said
Yes, you
that.
did.
Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
it's people are afraid of that idea of being alone. I think we stigmatize being single, and so everyone just kind of like gets scared, like, oh, I don't want to be single.
Right.
But sometimes it's a season. Sometimes you need a single season because you really need to get your shit together. you
Yo,
know.
that's true.
Um,
That's true. I think that's
Right.
really dope. That's true. That's what I would say. I said that time by yourself gives you it checks a lot of boxes, right?
Right.
You know, because I think a lot of times we in relationships we're there for somebody else to make
Right.
somebody else makes us feel a certain kind of way instead of being there for ourselves and understanding who we really are and what we're really trying to get out of that relationship. So I think that's
Right.
where a lot of mistakes kind of come into play. You see what I'm telling you?
Right. Right.
You know?
Right. Right.
So I had to ask this question since we have a female on, and I just had to this is one of my biggest questions to you. And I said this last week, and I got a lot of shit about this. I really did.
Mhm.
What I said last week was this. I said my person, and I prefaced this with when I said it was my personal opinion about
Right.
a pretty good first date. When I said, hey, go to a coffee shop and grab a cup of
Mhm.
coffee with this lady, whatever, and
Right.
y'all sit around and y'all talk and have a conversation. And people were like, "What? That's not a first date. That's not what a third. You know, supposed to get all gussied up and do all this whole put on a prom dress and go out to these steakhouses and all that." And I said, "No." I said,
Right.
"You missed the point." I said, "Sometimes you have to get to know who you're going to take this journey with. If you so do so. If you happen, you know, that's what you want to do. You see what I'm telling you?
Right.
That is my
Right.
opinion. So will you be offended if Joe Blow come along and say, "Hey, listen, you know, hey Sasha, you know, would you mind having a cup of coffee with me on Saturday or something like that?"
Right. So I wouldn't get offended. And here's why,
Okay.
right? Because here's what I encourage. Because if you're gonna if I'm already at that stage to sit down with you, I've already gone through my pre-date questionnaire, which is your coffee shop.
So
Okay.
what's your pre-date questionnaire?
So I spend because you have to spend time with people to get to know them, right? So it's not like a one phone call conversation, right? Where you're just kind of like, all right, now let me see, and just go through it, right? No,
Mhm.
you actually spend time with them. You talk on the phone, you text, you FaceTime, you kind of see how that person interacts. You kind of get that vibe, that energy from them, right? To
Mhm.
see whether or not this is someone you want to spend time to get to know, right?
Right,
Mhm.
Because
right.
for me, it's like so for me is dating my dating process, right? Is there's a data collection phase, right?
Shit. Okay.
Right. Because it's so dating is you're getting to know what see I did with a purpose.
See, that's the shit that kills me. I'm
We're
sorry.
gonna
Don't let,
talk about that
yeah,
for a minute. Let me
yeah,
just move
I'm
up
gonna let
into
you have
my
that.
chair for a minute.
Yeah, that
Uh-oh.
dating with a purpose shit just scares the fuck out of me. But go ahead.
Wait.
Right.
One thing before we go any further. Sasha, tell us where
Mhm.
the accent is from.
Oh, Jamaica.
Oh,
That's where
okay.
you're from. Born and
That's
raised.
where born and raised.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what's up.
All right.
Salute. That bun and
Yes.
cheese. Bun and cheese.
Bun and oh, we just had some bun and cheese. It's
Yeah. I know about that.
Easter time.
I know about bun
Right,
and cheese.
right,
I know about bun
right,
and cheese.
right. So let me just go back to that and tell you a little bit about my dating process, right? So data
Okay.
collection. So dating with a purpose is dating with the intention of finding my partner in life, right? To get married.
Mhm.
So in my data, when I say data collection phase, I'm collecting data to see whether or not I'm compatible with this person,
Okay.
right? And so before I get to that stage, there's some understanding. There's some things that I need to weed out, right? Is this person really they're looking to get married, right? Does this person want to have children, right? Does this person just want to have sex, right? These are things that you want to weed out before you spend your time sitting across with someone, when you could be sitting at home making money, right? Like, I mean, that's the way I look at it, right?
So, so right now, and I'm not going to ask your age or anything like that, but I'm assuming a couple of things you said. You said dating with purpose, and you said see if this gentleman wants to get married, right?
Right. Right.
Are those like serious prerequisites for yourself?
For me, yes. Yes. Because I look at dating as a tool. I'm not with the casual dating thing,
Mm,
right? Dating
mm,
till perpetuity, right?
mm.
I'm looking to find someone to spend the rest of my life with, to enjoy my journey with, right? To live out dreams, to build an empire, right? To travel, to experience life. That's what my goal is, right?
So
So
all that is a bullet point on date one.
no, it's not a bullet point, right? I mean, it's not something so that is so archaic,
Okay.
right? It's not something that you're like, oh, well, let me go down my questionnaire. Because you're really just trying to get to know somebody, right? And you don't get to know somebody by just be like, oh, well, what do you like? Okay, all right, check. It's just a conversation. It's just
Right.
conversation. It's like you like just getting to know them. You ask questions, right? You explore, just like you would do with a new. I mean, you guys were a roommate in college, right? You didn't know each other, right? You had to get to know each other,
I ain't taking
right?
no damn date.
No, but right, but that's the point right there, right?
I
You
give a fuck
ask
who, I give a fuck
questions,
who he was.
you
He said a
talk,
TV. Shit.
right? But that's the point. That's how you get, that's the generic way to get to know somebody, right? Is like, because you don't necessarily need to, I mean, yeah, going out on a date, that's nice and all, right?
Right.
But I think we get so caught up in this, oh, well, it has to be like at a 5-star restaurant, and it has to be, I mean, it could be a walk in the park. Like a great first date is a place where you could actually engage and get to know this person without interruption, and
So the
so
coffee
it
shop is
doesn't.
up there.
The coffee shop is a thing, and I get it. So I mentioned this to someone who may be listening, right? So, but I won't call them out. Um, and they mentioned something that was very interesting to me, and maybe you guys could kind of elaborate on this, right? So, the conversation came up because, like, in my 20s, there was a guy that took me out, right? And at the time, I was really upset because he was a resident at the University of Miami, um, and he took me out and he paid with a coupon, right? And so in my 20s, I was like, what? They're still paying with a coupon. Like, what is wrong with this, right? But the conversation came up, right? And I was sharing with them that in my, like, well, I'm not in my 40s, I'm 40, right? And very proud of it. But at my age now, I look back at that experience and I was like, actually, that's kind of financially responsible, right?
Right. Right.
So and he mentioned to me something that I would love you guys' perspective on. Is he said that a male's role is to be a provider and protector in a household, right? And so that is an opportunity for him to show that he is a provider.
Nah, that's
Is
bullshit
going
with that
on
one.
that first date.
Nah, that was in college. Y'all was broke. That, I mean, I understand what he was trying to do, but that I just what he said is true, but
Right.
saying it back then, that was some bullshit because he was broke. But going forward in his 40s, that makes perfect sense. That's absolutely
Right.
what a man should be thinking about, right?
Right.
Right.
But
Right.
but I think it does a disservice to a lot of men because a lot of men by nature are not going to any date thinking about marriage. I'm just being honest with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He may think you the dopest woman ever, but I don't
Right.
think any man kind of comes into it within the first 6 weeks thinking about marriage. He may think about like, yo, I want to spend time with her. I want to take up a lot of her Saturdays. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do some things with her. But I don't think he's thinking about marriage. And because normally, here's where marriage comes about with most men. I'm saying something that probably will give me some shit. But here's when marriage comes about, or conversation with marriage comes up with most men. Most men. Most men. And I ain't saying, I don't speak in absolutes. But most
Hmm.
men, when marriage comes up or when a proposal comes up, is when that chick say, listen, I'm not doing another year like this.
And I was about to chime in and say a lot of times, man, men we marry. It's a lot of it is timing with us. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying?
mhm.
So if we happen to be with you and we want to stay with you and we running out of time, when you realize like, yo, she done with my shit. Like,
Right,
I mean, that's usually when you talking to your buddy. That's usually how I go. Like, yo,
right. I gotta
I'm
do
gonna have
this.
to go ahead and do it. Like,
Yep,
I
I
mean,
gotta do
that's
this.
it. It's not like, oh man, it's not. We not women. Oh, I'm not fairy tale in love.
Right.
But I'm gonna go back to another thing you talked about, and that is a lot of men, whether or not we're looking for a wife. Usually, if a dude tell you, oh, I'm looking for a wife, either he needs somewhere to stay or he bullshitting you, because that's not generally what we do. Like, we don't. That's not usually us. We go with the flow. So
Mhm.
if I'm seeing you every day, if I'm talking to you every day, if I'm telling you, yo, don't disrespect me, then that means we together.
Right.
It's you and I. I don't
Right.
feel like at 40, I don't feel like I need to say, hey, will you be my girlfriend? Will you go with
Right.
me? I feel like if I'm telling you, yo, we talking every day, I'm over there every day, yo, no dude better not be sliding through here. No dude need not be calling your phone at midnight. Nobody need to be disrespecting us, because that's big for us. Once
Right.
we get to that point where we're saying, hey, I don't want to do disrespecting you, because if he's disrespecting you, he's disrespecting me. Then
Yeah.
that means I feel something for you. If you go back and you listen to one of the, in my opinion, one of the great love songs of all time, 444 from Jay-Z, he tells Beyonce, yo, when when I asked you not to disrespect me, that means we were going steady.
Right.
Like, that's the thing. The dude, like, yo, hey, now it's me and you. You need to chill out with the rest of that. So it's like then it's just progressive, because we're terrified of, hey, I'm sitting down. Man, this chick. I mean, if we went out and you said, yo, I'm intensely dating, I'm looking for a husband, the first thing I'm gonna do is get in the car, call him, and be like, yo, she's straight, but she's trying to get married like tomorrow.
Right.
Like, that's just how dudes do. We
Mhm.
operate off of like timing. If the timing is right, if we're ready, we're right here. And you say, all you have to say is like, yo, Chris, we having a good time. We're in this type of relationship. We're doing this, we're doing that. We ain't gonna keep doing this, and I ain't got no ring on my finger.
Let
That
me
works out a lot better than I need to look. When you're not gonna bag me in the corner.
right.
And you,
Let me explain something too about yin and yang. Before I know you, I was going to say something yin and yang. So a lot of times, whoever the yang or the yin is, I don't really don't give a fuck. I don't know if it's the man or the woman who's the yin or the yang, but the yin and the
Mhm.
yang works together like this. Like there's two different wavelengths, but they're going in the same direction, right? So for example. A lot of times, women, like how you said, they dating with a purpose. They want to get married, blah blah blah, and that's totally dope, right? But you're moving forward with that. This man is moving forward with a different type of he feeling the same way, but he's saying it different, right? He likes
exactly.
you. He wants to be with you. He think he's dope. Y'all moving the same way, but you don't say it the same. You don't say it the same way, right? So I think a lot of times
Right.
when women start saying, "Yo, I want to be married," dude, like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, like this is my call when we get married,
Right.
because when
Mhm.
Because you
women start
back me in the corner. You back me
so
in the
Mhm.
corner.
let me say this. So when women start saying, "Yo, what do we do?" You take that away from the man.
Mhm.
So a lot of times, what has happened? What is happening now is this: you're taking the opportunity for the man to come to you and say, "Listen, hey, listen, I, I want to, whatever how he says it." But a lot of times, women are like, "Yo," you sit down for a second, as soon as you put your coffee in front, like, "Yo, I like ducks, I like rabbits. Hey, I want to be married." You're like, "What the fuck?" You're like, I didn't know what I don't even know what you like. I know two things: ducks and rabbits. You scared the hell out of that man. Not saying you, but you see what I'm telling you?
You're terrified.
Listen. I understand, but I'm going to respectfully disagree.
Okay.
So here's the thing, right? In understanding, like m- from my perspective, right? Um, I feel like we need to go in the same direction because alignment is necessary, right? And so not every man is ready to get married. So if you're going in the same direction, right? It's like it's she's not saying I want to marry you. She's saying my goal in using this tool called dating is to find a partner. It may not be you.
Why you got to
So
tell me though?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why you got
because
like
it's
why can't we just like why like women? Why do y'all have to talk? I like why can't you go by actions? Like I know plenty of dudes who were not ready to get married. When I got married the first time, I wasn't ready to get married.
It
It
can't
just
be all
happened.
together. Yeah, it
It
can't
just,
be
I
all
mean,
together.
it just happened. It just happens. Like,
Right,
you know what? I'm with this chick, man. This chick is straight. She, I trust her. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go ahead and do this. We could probably do some shit together. Like, this is she's a partner. But you
right,
like, it just happens. Like, if you sit down and tell me to tell, hey, this is what I want, I'm probably not gonna tell you because I don't feel like I have to. I feel like I'm moving off of actions. If I'm
right.
saying, yo, you
Mhm.
getting all of my time, you know what I'm doing. You got a key to my house. You come go when you want. You do whatever you know. I'm asking you, hey, do you mind if I do this, or do we have plans? If you do that to me, man, we moving on up. And you saying it, I'm doing it, but maybe I don't want to say it. Like, let's just do it. Like,
Well, see,
why
Mhm.
do I have
so
to say it?
right, so a lot of things, like I said, men and women. I think we need to understand each other. I think men, a lot of men
Mhm.
understand women. But I think a lot of women don't understand men. And
I think
no,
so.
I'm being honest with you. Here's why I said you don't understand men.
Mhm.
Most real dudes. Most real dudes got this shit together. They talk less. They
Mhm.
don't do all that.
Right.
They deal with actions. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell all you women something that's probably gonna hurt your feelings, but I'm gonna tell you it anyway. I'm just gonna
Go
be honest
ahead,
with
Hitch. Go ahead, Hitch.
you. Here's the truth. Here's the truth about most men. Not all men, but most men. Most men has at least 5 women he's dealing with. I'm just gonna be honest with you. When you meet him, whatever, he's dealing with 5 women. And here's why. One is just to talk to. One is just probably just for sex. One is probably, he's dealing, she comes at him like as a friend. One is
Mhm.
just she helps him with business or whatever, workplace problems or whatever. And one is
Mhm.
kind of probably helping with his kids or something, like give him advice on that. But he's probably having sex with all of them, right? But there's 5 women in his life in some kind of form of fashion, right? Here's
Mhm.
what a lot of women miss about. When,
Mhm.
when a man leaves that alone and comes to you, what
Mm-hmm.
women mistake that problem with is he's needy and he's coming at her like like he's needy and all that. He's thirsty. No, 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 no. He's left that alone and found all that in you. So
Right.
he's trying to come to you correctly. And women mistake that for thirsty and he's needy. And y'all disregard that dude a lot of times. But y'all give all y'all time to the dude who's still entertaining those 5
Mhm.
and using you as just another type of outlet.
So let me just clarify something. The unhealthy woman does that.
Mm.
Okay?
Okay. All right.
Because the healthy woman is looking for a spouse. He wants someone that is going to see her not as his option, right? But
Oh,
as his everything.
okay, okay.
That,
Let's
that
keep it
takes
real.
time. That takes
Let's keep it
time.
real. When you meet somebody, everybody got somebody. Let's keep it funky.
No, and I get it because like
Okay.
there's no expectation. And I think any woman that has an expectation that when they are meeting someone in the dating process, that that person is only dating them
Thank you.
is just not really. No. And you know what I'm saying, no shade to anybody, but you have to be like understanding the process. In
Right.
the dating process, I expect for you to, because you're exploring to find out compatibility. Who are you compatible with?
Right.
Now, I'm not one to move into assumptions, so I'm not going to assume that we are exclusive until we have that conversation, right?
There's
You
the
know,
conversation. Why we gotta have the conversation? That's the whole thing. If we
because I
if
like
we're
clarity.
seeing each other every day, we're
Mhm.
we're dating every day. We're eating together every night. We're spending 5 out of 7 nights together. Why we gotta talk about that?
And there's no condoms around. Why we gotta talk about that?
Because and see, but that's the problem though, right? Because you
If
should,
I'm
as a
if I'm not pulling out a condom, we together.
And you ain't
but see,
wait, wait. If you ain't put out the condom, but they ain't got BV.
see,
If
but that's where
if
that's where people get into problems, right? Because they move into that realm of having sex without clarity. Then you get into situationships and you're wondering why you're hanging on by a thread because there's no clarity.
okay,
There's
okay.
no understanding.
I need to ask you a question here, and I'm not getting into your
Mhm.
business. So you're under the impression, or you're from what I'm hearing, You
Mhm.
necessarily wouldn't have sex with somebody until you sit knee to knee with them and have say, "Yo, we together." So I'm not trying to get your business.
Yes. If until I'm in a place where I am exclusive with that person,
Mhm.
no, I'm not having sex.
Oh, okay, I get it. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, right.
It's like it's if you have sex with everyone that you engage in, I mean, come on now, like distribution, right? So
Right.
everybody get a taste of it.
No, 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 no,
No, no, not like
no, no,
that.
no, no.
I mean, come on. I mean, you guys talk about five women
Wait,
you've had.
but first of all, let's say that was Sean talking about five.
Okay,
But
Sean, but
no,
five
It's the
women.
truth. I mean, let me say, let me
But
say,
that's what I'm saying. Everybody get
people gonna
five women
bullshit
get
you.
a taste of it. I don't
No,
want
no,
it.
no, no, no. I'm
If
not.
five people got it, I ain't want it.
I didn't say five. You have sex with five women, but I mean, I'm being serious. It's typically most men has five women that they're dealing with on some level, and
Right.
some may be having sex with all five. They maybe only have sex with two or one, whatever.
Mhm.
But the point is, when you sit down at that coffee shop for the first time, that guy got somebody, and you got somebody. Let's keep it funky.
And that's understandable.
Okay,
And that's expected.
got it.
Because
Because
again, if we're in the dating phase, right?
nobody wants somebody with nobody else wants.
right, right.
It's expected that you are exploring your options to see whether or not you could find other people, because it may not be me.
Right.
Not every guy that I engage with, I'm like, you know, I am one person's shot of tequila, right? I'm not everybody's cup of tea,
Really.
right?
Mm.
So
So I'm just looking for that one person.
what
All I'm looking for is one.
what is like some of the things you look for, like the top things you look for in a gentleman that you know, if you prospective gentlemen that move to the next stage.
Honesty.
Okay. That's bullshit.
Honesty. It is. It's
That's
not.
bullshit. But go ahead.
It's not. It's not.
How
My
you get
number one. Well, my number one thing
how you
is.
gauge honesty with the first date or the first 2 days or 3 days? How do you gauge honesty?
Well, see, this is the thing. I'm not just sitting down with someone from the first time trying to figure him out.
Okay,
I'm
gotcha.
talking to that person, right? I'm exploring him. I'm getting to know him before we even sit down,
Understood. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
right?
ahead.
So, yeah, honesty. So, my number one thing is, right? You have to love God. That's my number one,
Okay.
right? Because coming out the door, my faith is everything about my life stems from that, right? So if you don't love God, I mean, we can't really go from there, right? But from there, honesty, right? Integrity, because again, I'm a professional woman. I'm not a babysitter, right? I need to know that I'm with someone that I could trust. So honesty is my number one. Integrity, right? Someone that is, you know, their actions matches what they say, right? And for me, that's integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not looking for, and I don't encourage women to look for like that like material stuff. You know, I know there was this, what's his name, Kevin, whatever his name is,
Right,
right?
right.
With that chick on there with like
Mhm.
the six figures. You know,
Mhm.
I think that is just like, I mean, if you're looking for that person, just understand that person is looking for someone that is may or may not, you may not fit that criteria, right?
Got it. Understood.
You know, but if you're looking for someone long-term spouse, right? You need to look for characteristics, right? And characteristics go way beyond like how much they make, right? How they look, right? It goes to who they are.
But Sasha, let me ask you a
Get the
question.
fuck out of here
Let
with that.
me. I got a question for you.
Mhm.
So you get. I mean, in this day and time, with social media platforms, all the DMs,
Mhm.
all the posting, anybody can be who they want to be, and they can go through your stuff and be who you want them to be. So
Mhm.
how are you going by what somebody says versus what they do? Because somebody can say anything and do the
Right.
exact. Somebody can say, you know what, ideally I want to spend every weekend with you, but every weekend he busy. You know why he busy? Because he home with his wife.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So somebody can say all types of stuff, like you saying, until we sit down knee to knee, we're not having sex.
Right.
So
Right.
if somebody's looking just for the sex, They gonna tell you exactly what you want to hear. Oh yeah, you know what? Man, I'm tired of being out here in these streets. I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to do what I got to do. And after you had sex for the fifth time, probably the first time unprotected, it comes down to, you know what? I do got a little situation I ain't tell you about.
Right. And I do get that. I do. Honestly, so, just from my experience, right? I am
Right.
seeing that in the dating space, right? Where I get it's almost as if they're reading and answering like from my bio.
Exactly.
And I understand.
I like
That's real.
museums. I like
Well,
museums and long walks.
let me ask you a question. I gotta ask a question. Here's something I always want to ask women about something. So we understand. We hear a lot about the dating game. We get that, right? Do women ever feel they may have to change up their role in the dating game, because the dating game is not changing? So women, like just you personally, have you ever thought about, you know what I've been doing may not be working? So I'm not saying change up everything, or just maybe tweak one thing that, like, maybe this gets me to another step forward, or whatever. Because no one comes as you really want it, right? If you really
Right.
look at it, if they do, you better run. If somebody
Right.
if someone check all the boxes, you got some work to you better do some investigating work on that.
Right.
That's
Right.
that's some scary shit.
And that's understandable. I think on your list, you need to have, like, so in business, you have your BATNA, right?
Mhm.
So your non-negotiables,
Right.
Mhm.
right? And those are things that are to your core. It's kind of like so back to what I had said initially, before you start dating, you need to spend some time and understand who you are, because there are some things that you need in a relationship. In order to be happy, you need these things. So
Right.
those need to be your non-negotiables, right? But from that, right, on your list of what you would like in a spouse, right, there are things that you're not going to find. No one's perfect. And when you go into that in understanding that, right, that that no one's perfect, you accept people who they are. And if they have your non-negotiables, then you go from there, right?
Okay.
And so it's like that's the way that I see it. I see it as, okay, well, I have my list of things that I would like in for my husband, right? There are things on the list that I require, right? Because of my attachment style, right? I require someone that is able to provide safety and security, right?
Okay.
That is something, that's who I am. I can't change who I am.
So,
So,
gosh, I don't know if I missed this. So, when do you let them know that you're open? You want to be married? When did this conversation come about? I don't know if I missed that or not. You kind of tell them when that first date, first 2 days. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay.
Let me. Okay, and going to the chat.
Mhm.
Tangi Turner says you meet you might meet a guy's representative, but that's who you're meeting in those first 2 dates. Like in the first 2 dates, you're not necessarily meeting my representative, but I feel like, why do I need to really tell you about me? Because ding ding ding, I might not want to deal with you, because they're just because, like, men have red flags, women got them too, So it's like, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not about to tell you, oh yeah, this is. I'm divorced. I tell you I'm divorced, but I'm not gonna tell you this is the situation with my ex-wife. This is how my custody agreement goes. This is how work goes. Why you need to know all that? We might not go past these first 2 days. This might be it.
I think for me, and I don't know that's what she's saying. Me personally, I think what she's saying, just my opinion, I think that she's telling you about who you are in terms of the dating realm, like who you are as a person, like the meetings, but the meet, not the extracurricular, like about your family and all that. That's gonna come about. But I think it's about why you're here.
That's part of it, though. It's part of, like,
Yeah,
when you're divorced. That's a huge part of, because if I'm sitting down with somebody, I want to know, you got drama in your situation with your ex,
right? But
are y'all back? Are y'all in court? Are y'all like, what's going on?
But
I want to know.
But that's stuff that comes out later on, right? Because in the getting to know,
that's not important. That's
No,
important.
no, it is very important, but that's only important if you get through the compatibility phase.
When is that
If
phase?
I'm not
Everybody's gonna get
compatibility,
When is
if
that
I'm
phase?
not compatible with you, then
That's before or after the sex?
you got to be a real big.
before.
You have
Oh,
to
shit.
to not make it through the compatibility phase. You have to not want to make it through the compatibility phase, because to make it through that, most men okay. Just like I said last week, you got to realize who holds the power. So whoever has the less power is going to say what they need to say to get through that compatibility phase. Whether it's the man who really wants the woman, whether it's to sleep with her because he needs a spot to crash, if he needs some money or whatever, or if it's the woman who needs the man because of the same reasons, you're going to get through that compatibility phase. Because I'm going to tell you, you know what, Sasha, man, I've been out here for a while, and man, I'm ready to get married too. I'm just looking for the right woman.
Let me tell you something. I heard this saying before. Somebody just sent me a text about this, and I have a conversation about this. And people and women, and she just texted me. She's like, "Women have sex who they want to have sex with." Yeah, that's true. You
Right.
damn right
Oh,
about
yeah.
that. But here's the thing. Men marry who they want. Women
That's
don't.
true.
Women
That's
don't.
true.
Women can have sex with whoever you goddamn right. Y'all got that one locked down. But a man marries who the fuck he wants. Bottom
Right.
line, there's nothing you can do about that. Men can get sex from anywhere. So can
Bro,
women. So can women.
exactly.
But you cannot get that holy matrimony from anywhere.
And my point is,
can. A man can.
you see a lot of women.
Oh,
You
yes.
can.
Oh yes.
Oh man, some
And
women.
I disagree that men have the power, Chris. I don't
Yeah.
agree.
Oh God, we got the power.
Oh yes.
I don't
Yes, we
agree.
do.
Oh yes.
I don't agree. I'm gonna tell, and I could tell
Not
you.
in their 20s, but now like 40 and above. Oh yeah. Oh man, men got all the power.
I don't agree.
Men got all the power.
I think you know what? Hold on. Let me get some clarification on that, because I think yes, now, right, there is a standard, because I think that women have come to a place where they accept everything, right?
No.
Because they are committed. They are seeking the state of being in a relationship, being married, right? So they take whatever they get.
That's
right?
true. Yeah,
They
that's
need
true.
to
I
get
believe
better. I feel that it needs to, and it's not necessarily power. I don't even want to go down that road as power. No, because I feel like if you are both going on this journey, right? I don't want to ever be in a position where I say I hold the power over my husband. I want to be in a place where we are on that same equilibrium, right? We are. There's no power. There's no, because when you think about power, right? When you think about power, right? You think about like, okay, one person dictating.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Terms to another, and that's not the situation that you should seek to go in.
Okay, how do you know when a guy truly likes you? How do you know from your experience? How do you know if a guy truly likes you?
When he gives me his attention.
That's what Chris just said about 30 minutes ago. So right. So for example, if that's your gauge, like if you know when a guy truly likes you, he gives you his attention. You know what I'm saying? What else is there behind that lets you know that guy's?
Well, so I mean, I look beyond that, because I have found in my dating process, right? There are men that will give me their attention because they wish to be in that space with me because they have other motives, right? It's not only sex, right? You know, you're a career woman, you know, you have your things together, right? They're looking like, oh wow,
really?
Like, okay, you know, like you could get you. Yes. There are some that look for placement, right? Because they're looking to elevate their life, right? And so they're looking for placement, you know, and so they're not looking necessarily for love. They're looking for opportunity, right? And so, I mean, I guess for me as a lawyer, there are things that I could see beyond what the person is saying, right? Because I'm looking at a whole bunch of different things, and you know, like 1 + 1 needs to equal 2. Right. And so I'm asking questions and I'm going through all of these things. Right. And so, yeah, you know, but
I don't
But
think.
before you go down that road, before we get too far back, I want to say this because I've spent some time thinking about this, right? I do believe that when you're dating, you need to show up as your authentic self.
That's me.
Right?
And I know a lot of people don't know themselves.
Right. Which is why I say you need to spend some time getting to know yourself. Right. But I do believe that you need to show up as your authentic self. Yes, there are people out there that will be on cue, ready to find out and take what you're, like what I've experienced, like take my bio and read it back to me. Right. But I get to the core of who they are by my questions.
Okay.
Right.
Give me a question.
I'm able to see past that.
Give me a question.
Right. So
this is great. See?
No, because I don't want to call 90. I don't want to.
No, just give me a question. Just give me a question. Pull it. Let's go.
I don't
know you.
Outdoors.
I'm gonna give you a response right back because I don't know you, and I'm not trying to date you, but I'm gonna give you something right back. Right. But go, pull your question.
So I like outdoor activities.
Go ahead.
And on my bio it says that I like outdoor activities.
Right. Give me a question.
Right. A question about what?
Ask me something you would ask me on a first date, and I'm gonna give you something right back about your outdoor activities. Go ahead.
Okay. So hold on. All right. Put me on the spot. All right. Let me think about this for a second. All right. We're on the first date. Okay. Okay. So where are you from?
Well, here's the thing. No, see, we already got that point. I'm talking about like outdoor activities. See, that doesn't make you like me.
Okay. Okay. So you say
he's not gonna lie about that.
Right, so you say, okay, all right. So you've told me that you like outdoor activities, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what do you like to do outdoors?
Oh man, let me tell you something. So I just took my daughter and her friends on an outdoor camping trip. Right, we just did it in the backyard, whatever. But they had a great time. And see how you nod in your head. You are intrigued by that.
No, I'm not. I'm actually acknowledging you, but my thoughts are something totally different.
Right. But here's the thing. So here's what I would do with that. Here's what I would do. Not saying I'm bullshitting you, but I would try to make sure that you and I are on the same page where I can make sure you understand that I like outdoor activities. Not maybe what you may do it, but I'm acceptable to it. So I'll be like, yo, I took my daughter out and she liked that. So what we started doing now, we started going fishing like on Sundays and stuff like that. And we really enjoy that. What it does is humanizes me. It makes me feel. It makes you feel like I am one with my children, and I have a place in my heart for the small things in life. I don't try to make it seem like it's bigger than what it is. I was like, yo, I could pull something that I actually done, or I could make up some bullshit and just say, yo, listen, I took my daughter.
So where do you generally go fishing?
Oh, there's a lake near my house that I go to. We bought fishing license from Walmart, and we just go there and do it. Okay. If you look, So, but my point is, I can be anybody. I can be any person you want me to be.
Yes. You can,
but doesn't make me a bad person, though.
But the recipe is in the details.
Yeah. Because
I just had this conversation with someone that told me that, oh yeah, I like outdoor activities, right? What kind of outdoor activities do you like? Well, on my bio it says biking and hiking, right? So they said biking and hiking, and I said, oh, okay, awesome. Like, what trails do you? And this is another thing, right? I may be engaged in my face, but I still have my thoughts. Right. And my face and my thoughts don't necessarily, because I'm like this and I'm engaged, doesn't necessarily mean that I'm agreeing with what you're saying. I'm processing what you're saying. And this is something that I encourage, right? I encourage to be in your state of mind, move away from the bubbly, move away from the, oh my God, he's so fine.
So
you give me the goosebumps.
No, I don't think there's nothing wrong with a guy looking at like a woman he thinks is beautiful and want to have sex with her. I think that you strip away from a man's. It's to call it a wow. If you strip away from a man, say he want to have sex, but I just wanted to say that. But go ahead, Sasha.
Let me add one thing. It seems like Sasha, like a lot of times in a lot of scenarios that you've given, you don't give the guy enough credit for being able to think on his feet, because it seems like maybe I don't know if you're dealing with. If these guys are slower, because if you say something about outdoor activities, then I'm going to say, yeah, I took my daughter camping, blah, blah, blah. I like that. First of all, what kind of outdoor activity do you like? So you say, I like camping, I like blah, blah, blah. Well, next thing I want to do within the next 30 days is I want you to agree to go camping with me.
Boom.
Because if you've agreed to go camping with me, then what you've told me is we are going to have sex.
Yes.
Because we're not going camping sleeping in a tent together and not having sex. So I'm gonna ride that. Oh yeah, I love outdoor activities. One thing I'm gonna do if I'm married, I'm gonna bind up a lot of my time. On Saturday and Sundays, I'm with my daughter and the Girl Scouts every Saturday and Sunday because we're doing outdoor activities. So a lot of women don't understand that. I think that you should because you like outdoor activities. Right. Well, once you figure that out, but you know what? I think I can get away one weekend, maybe in about 30 days, and maybe you and I could go camping somewhere. Why don't we go camping somewhere? Okay, we can go camping? Okay, great. I'll go out, get a big tent. I ain't never camped before a day of my life. I'm going to go get this big tent. I'm going to get an air mattress. I'm going to get whatever I got to get. And you and I we're going to share this tent.
You throw the air mattress in that shit, right?
Right. But here's the thing, right?
Or we could just put a tent over the bed.
Yeah, right. Don't be going camping with somebody you just met 30 days ago.
Shit.
What? I'm just telling you what.
But what I'm saying is, Chris,
I'm gonna check all the boxes. I'm gonna check all the boxes.
But here's the thing, though, right? Even with seeing, and I mean, I have guys that sees I'm online, right? Because I'm still dating. Right.
Okay.
And you see my profile, right? And they go through it, they see it, they try to be in that space, right? But there is a process in which you could just ask questions, right? And as a lawyer, when you have somebody on cross-examination, you don't ask them direct question, right? Right. You're asking them questions around the topic that you want them to come into.
But that's
right?
That's all playing a game, though.
And so it's not playing a game.
It is.
You're trying to understand who this person is.
Listen,
this is a data collection phase.
No, it's a game. If I
you can call it a game.
I get it.
I just call it understanding who this person is.
It's the dating game. So here's the problem. I think. If you like potatoes, ask for potatoes. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm on a date with you, I'm going to ask you the questions that make my needle move. For example, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to ask you just simplistic questions that gets me to get to the next point. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to know all this other stuff, whatever. I just want to know the stuff what makes you move. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
right.
What you got kids, whatever. I'm not asking you about your family, and I don't really care about. I'm asking where you're from or something like that. It's all about to get the needle to move. Right. And I think right. we overthink dating sometimes. Like if I like you, if I met you in the store and I thought you were somebody I would like to get to know, listen, I'm gonna keep it as simple as possible. Right. Listen, right. Hey, I want to grab a drink or something. We got and talk. And right. To me, that first date, however long it lasts, it's me putting my best foot forward to make you understand who I am. It could be some stuff in there that you may not like, but that's who I am.
Right. And that's what I believe that. I believe that people should show up in their authentic self, right? And that's why I say go through that pre-date questionnaire. Or if you want to sit down and have a coffee with them, that's fine too, right? But and pay attention, right? And understanding. But you need to, of course you look for red flags. Inconsistency.
What are your red flags?
Right. So my red flags is one, inconsistency, and one, making sure that that person is emotionally available, right? Are you able to love me, and am I able to love you?
Oh, let me tell you something. The fastest
that is a red flag.
The fastest way to end a date is talk about love.
I'm not going to be like, are you emotionally available? I'm not going to do that.
How would you phrase that question?
Well, I mean, I'm going to be asking about okay, let me think about this for a minute. Mm-hmm. Emotionally available, right? Their past relationships. Okay. Right. You're asking about, their friends, right? Like, are they like the social butterflies, right? Or are they like introverts or are they extroverts, right? Okay. Because that's also important, right? If they're extrovert, they're looking for things that are like, like tangible evidence.
How does it get you to emotionally available in this stuff?
Because it all comes back to it.
I don't, but here's the thing. I don't want to be emotionally available to you until I know you're worth me being emotionally available too. I'm not, why do I have to let you inside of me before I let you know? if anything,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
prefer you leave that first date and you're intrigued by me.
Well,
You
he's
haven't
saying,
figured me out.
well,
You're
basically,
saying, damn, this guy's different. That's what I prefer, because then we
Right.
going on a camping trip pretty soon.
yeah, because he basically what he's saying is like,
Oh,
why are you gonna let him inside of you when you're not gonna let him inside of you're gonna let him inside? Why you gonna let you know what I'm saying?
so it's so emotionally available. When I say emotionally available, it doesn't mean that you're being you're letting me in. Is you have the capacity, right? You have the capacity to love and to be loved,
Right.
right? That's basically what that is. Can
By the
you
right
love?
woman.
Can
By
you
the
love?
right woman.
Yes, by the right woman. Do you have the ability to love the person, right? Or and because another thing is, do you have the ability to be loved, right? Because a lot of people are showing up, they don't.
Let me ask
You
you a question.
know,
I gotta ask you a question. This is a real question. I thought about this a lot. Is it possible, in your opinion, is it possible? Say for instance, you met a man that you didn't know was married, and you fell in love with him. And you know he hit it like whatever, he hit it like the Dickens, right? And you find out that he was married, and you fell in love with this guy. You guys having sex, all. Would it be over? And like, say if his marriage is crumbling, it's over. His marriage is over. Would you be able to continue that relationship with that guy, or you be like, yo, fuck, it's over?
for me, it's over.
Damn.
Because one of my non-negotiables, right, is honesty. So for me, it's over. Like
That's a white lie.
No, it's not. Actually, it's not.
Because I don't
It's
think you ever
not.
asked, I don't think you would ask. Say for instance, you never asked him like, are you married? I don't think you said, are you married? So if you're gonna date with a guy,
No, but I'm saying if we are in the space, right,
If
where
you're not-
we are,
if
if
you're not-
we're in
if
a
I was
space where we're
married.
having sex, there's a whole process, right? So
But
if you are at a space where you're having sex with somebody and you don't know that they're married, there's a problem.
No,
There's a problem.
a lot of times the
Why
question
you
is,
never been to his house?
a lot of times people be like, yo, have you ever been married? The answer would be yes. You didn't ask me if I was still married.
Right. But you having sex with somebody, you've never been to their house.
Hey man, shit happens.
You've never been around their family.
You got whoa. You gotta be around the family before you ask.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Come on now. Seriously. Yes.
So,
Yes.
You don't think that's dated a little bit? You don't think that's a little dated?
You know what? It is. But unfortunately, we've gotten to a place right now, right, where there's this casual dating till perpetuity, having sex with people, right, engaging, right, without a purpose, without an understanding, and that's okay. Listen, I say, this is what I say, right, guys, you could say you have the power now, right?
We got the power.
Right, you got the power because you could get anybody and all these, but come to me and talk to me when you're 90 years old trying to empty your prostate.
Oh,
right?
God.
Right. Come and talk to me then and tell me that you have the power.
At 90 years old, I won't give a fuck, really. Because, like, you know what I'm saying? Between now and 90,
until you're 90 and you feel that loneliness. Because there's nothing. Listen, you say what you want to say.
I have my grandkids.
But you say like the loneliness at 90, but here's the problem. The reason we have the power is y'all got more pressure. You got the pressure to be with someone. We don't feel that pressure. It's fine with us. We don't feel it. You feel it.
Right. Because women are out here. Women are out here chasing the state of being.
Can I ask you a question?
They want to be in a relationship. They want to be married. Right. So they're not looking for a partner. And it's like they could just accept whomever that's there.
I got a question.
And that's so insane.
I'm not gonna ask you your friend's name or nothing like that. Do you have any friends that are married?
I do.
Okay. Out of all your friends, several friends, how many of them are genuinely happy?
All of them.
Oh, no way.
No, I don't.
No way.
That's bullshit.
Nah.
That's bullshit. That's
I can't believe that.
Okay. How long have they been? How long have they been married?
The longest, 24 years.
That's bullshit. I don't believe that.
It's possible.
I didn't say it wasn't.
Okay,
I didn't say it wasn't
possible. Listen. I'm gonna listen. Y'all are on my page. Okay, let them know that there are happily married people out here.
Of course, they're gonna say that now. But I guarantee you. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Here's my prerequisite for dating anybody. If I'm going to get serious about it, listen, I need to see your damn inbox. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you something. There's a lot of married women that be in dudes' inbox. I don't give a fuck what you say. It goes
Right.
down. And a lot of people
See?
say, yo, I'm happily married. And it's funny to me. Here's the most ironic thing about social media. I be
Hmm.
seeing people in the same matching pajamas at Christmas time and all that, but
Hmm.
they banging somebody else.
Wait, bro. Wait, well,
Right.
before you even go any further, I gotta say, what trips me out about the whole social media thing is these women, and I'll say guys too, I guess, they get with somebody, they
Hmm.
can't wait to post this guy, and then 3 weeks later, 3 months later,
They put some.
the damn all the pictures gone. What happened? Like, did he figure out who you really were? Did he
Right.
figure out who you? Did he figure out? Did, I'm gonna tell you, man. One thing I talked to a friend of mine about one time, and I said, "Hey, man, you know, old girl is now dating somebody else,
Right.
a girl that he used to date." And he said, "Man, I know he enjoying that." But what we were thinking was, but that crazy is lacing up his track shoes because it's on the way. Here
Right.
come that
Right.
crazy, and he
Right.
gonna be out. Because to me, man, that is so silly. You like it's such a validation now. Oh, put me on your
Right.
page. Put me on
Right.
your page. People don't know
Right.
we date, and then you put somebody on your page, and they gotta take your ass off my page.
Right.
Right.
Because soon
Yeah,
for a
I think
guy,
that is very premature.
soon as you put somebody on your page, you got 5 guys like, oh man, I didn't know you mess with her.
Listen, so I feel like you don't go public until you've crossed that threshold,
What's your
right? You
threshold?
made that the threshold, like you engaged to be married.
Damn.
Like, I'm not putting anybody on my page unless I am like, when I have a ring on my finger, I could publicly announce to everyone that we have made that decision to embark on that journey together.
Do you think
Otherwise,
do you
you
think
wouldn't even know what I'm doing.
do you
You
think
date
women
in private.
do you think women or even yourself have too many milestones?
Milestones?
Yeah,
I
like
don't.
yo, yo, we can't do this before this happens. This has to happen. This. Like, what about life? Does life ever take hold and say, I'm gonna do something different. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
just enjoy the ride. You know what I'm saying? Like if
I
you
do
if
enjoy the ride.
so, but
I enjoy my life.
well, no,
I
I'm
enjoy
not.
my life. I enjoy my
No, 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 no,
dating
no.
process.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying for example, typically when people are most happiest, they
Hmm.
met somebody outside of what they normally do, right?
Hmm.
So if you meet somebody just whatever, and it goes against what you normally do, could
Hmm.
you enjoy that? Could you yourself enjoy that ride, or just like okay, so whoa, this is not right. This is not what I typically do. So I'm gonna have to put the brakes on it and just negate what you could be your happiness time, your happiness, or you know what I'm
God,
saying?
God laughs at
So
plans. God laughs at plans. Let's
right.
remember that verse.
Right.
And that's true, but at the same time, you have to be true with who you are, right? You have to
So
be
we
true
neg-
with who you are.
You said loving God was was the first question. So God laughs at plans. Do he laughs at all plans except dating
Right.
plans?
Yo,
Right.
God doesn't get
Right.
involved with
So
dating.
so 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 in the process, and I disagree with that. In the process, right? In the process, you've outlined this is what I'm doing. I'm exploring these individuals, right? And I disagree that guys don't date with purpose, because I have gone on a lot of dates with what I view as quality men, right? That do
Yeah, they
in
got a
fact,
purpose, all right. They
even
got a
if
purpose.
even if it, but not every guy that's out here is just looking for sex. Not
Okay,
every guy.
let me tell you
Not
something.
every guy.
If a guy's not looking, if a guy don't want sex, run. I'm just keeping it real with you. It's the
No,
call,
I'm not saying.
and I'm
I'm
not
not
saying
saying
I'm
he's
not
not.
saying
He's
I'm
not
not.
looking. He's
That's a
looking for
testament.
more than sex.
That's a
He's
testament
looking
to
for
you.
substance.
Right, that's a testament to you. If a guy like, man, damn, I want to have sex. That's a testament to you. How fine you are. Don't get offended by that. I mean, don't get offended by that. No, no, don't get offended. So
I don't get offended, but I'm not looking for someone that is looking to just have sex.
I didn't say just.
If sex is your number one top criteria, I am not the woman for you.
Right,
Like I said, I am not everyone's cup of tea.
right. Okay, I get it.
You know,
I get
and
it.
so I find the guys that I date, right, and maybe it's the way that I date, right? They Sex is not. They're looking for more than sex. They're
Can I ask you a
looking for
question?
someone of substance.
Do you think do
Mhm.
you think anything that in terms of your dating process, where do you think anything needs to be tweaked at all?
So I have tweaked because I
Okay.
mean we're so and this is why I could say that you need to spend some time to understand who you are,
Right.
right? Because I have tweaked. I have tweaked a lot. I've accepted, things that the let's go with the flow. I've accepted that,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
but
I
not,
have gone
but
through that
not short of
phase of
sex.
sorry.
Short of sex, right?
Well, short of sex,
Okay.
right? So go with the flow, right?
Let
I
me tell you
mean,
something. In 1950, you would be a centerfold because I mean
but and that's okay, Chris. Listen, at the
yo
end of the that's okay, Sean, because
yo
at the end of the day,
man.
there are, and I am telling you right now, there are, and ladies, listen to me, okay? There are men that are out here that will wait.
Yeah, it's called being married. They got all the time in the world, man.
Okay.
They no, they're not, and they're not gay. They are not gay
Let me tell you
I'm
something.
because
joking.
I
I'm
think
joking.
that I think I mean, come on, guys. If you meet a woman,
You're
right,
right.
Yeah.
that is, you look at her and you're like, damn, she would be someone of quality for me to have in my life. You're going to tell me that you're going to jeopardize that because of sex?
Let me tell you something. Nobody have sex when they don't want to have sex. Like if y'all rocking like that and y'all have sex, it doesn't tear that relationship down. And I think a lot of people they think
But if
once
she says she doesn't want to have sex,
excuse me,
if she says, I am not willing to
that's
have
fine.
sex with you.
That's fine. That's
Wait,
fine.
wait. Let me ask a question, just to clarify this. And I know we're running short on time, but
Mhm.
what exactly are we waiting on? Waiting for, like, a lot of women are chiming in saying, "Yo, men will wait." Waiting for what? For, like, to say we go together, or to, like, what are we
No,
waiting on? Like,
because one, I need to understand that we are compatible,
can
right?
can
And
men
then
wait
once,
before they start picking up tabs and doing all kinds of?
Oh
Do men
shit.
get to wait? Or
Oh shit.
oh, but here's the thing, though, right? Here's the thing: if you're showing up in my life as a provider and protector, right?
once you earn it,
And you throw,
once you earn it,
yes,
once you earn it,
See, here's
you
the
right.
thing.
earn it.
See, men have to earn theirs. Men have to earn see, here's the thing. Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Mhm.
I think a lot of times when women have these things that they gotta have, that's fine. You
Mhm.
can have whatever you feel that makes your boat float. Whatever, but at the
Right.
same time, men have the exact same things too.
And they
So
should.
so and for me personally, like when I'm trying to get to know somebody, I remove as many obstacles as possible. And what I mean by that, I move ambiance, I remove money, I remove price, I remove guts, I remove makeup, I remove all of that. Because
Mhm.
what I try to do is the same way you're saying you're trying to ask me questions to figure out who I am. I'm trying to
Right.
look at you and figure out who you are. I can look
Right.
at, you know what I'm saying? So if I can get you to come to a simplistic place to ask
Right.
simplistic questions,
Right.
you're not for me, and you're not dating, you're not ready to be dated, because if you're throwing a price tag or you're throwing obstacles
Mhm.
in front of just getting to know somebody,
Right.
you're not ready to date.
Well, it sounds to me, Sean, that you date with a purpose.
No, I don't date with a purpose. I don't date.
Hey,
I don't
guys,
know what that means.
I'm just saying.
I don't date with a
it's
purpose. I
hey,
don't date.
they're asking for part 3 next week, man. We
I'm
we
just
we
calling a
we
spade a spade.
we're at like 90 minutes. Before
You know
we
what
look,
I'm saying?
we're gonna
But
have to go. But look, before we go, you got to say, Sasha, you held it down for all the ladies tonight. Um,
I really appreciate it,
you
Sasha.
really did.
Thank you.
Sasha's got a podcast, Love and Law podcast. It's on all media platforms.
Yes.
It even comes up on the searchable Apple window. Sasha, tell them where they can find you, and exactly, tell them a little bit more about your podcast before we get out of here.
So we are on social IG love_law podcast. You could find us on YouTube. You could watch us live there. You could download on Apple, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all that good jazz. Even Alexa, I gotta make sure that I don't announce her. So anywhere you get your podcast, you could download our podcast. It is a woman empowerment podcast that focuses on, memorize my journey, the things that I have made, mistakes that I have made, things that I have learned from, grown from. I do spend some time in understanding the unconscious mind in the dating process, the neuroscience behind relationships, right? And so I talk about that. I bring guests on that hone in on that, because I feel like before you start dating, you have to really get to know yourself. And that's kind of what I focus on. And then in addition to love, we talk about business. We'll be talking about like how to start, because I am a business attorney. So, the whole goal is to have complete success in love and law, right? You're going to make sure that your business is fully protected. So that's us, and tune in.
Hey, I definitely will tune in. Everybody tune in. Thanks for rocking with us, Sasha. It's been super dope to get your perspective. And understand this is not your last time rocking with the Podcases, man. This not we're gonna reel you back in to get more perspective, because I really and truly and I try to ask probing questions, not to be difficult or be different. I like to ask probing questions because, like I said, I think men and women do think different, and I think that's the beauty of men and women. We think different,
Right.
we act different, and I think that what brings us together. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I think Sai got something, some top three for you, baby girl. You
Yeah.
gotta come to this game.
Well, let me ask you, Sasha, are you a DMX fan?
I am a huge DMX fan.
All right, give me a top 3 DMX songs.
Ooh, shit.
Okay. Look into my eyes. What is that song?
I like how it's going down.
Wait. Let me pull.
That's cool.
Let me pull. My workout list.
Hey, while you're
Okay.
doing that, I'm gonna give shout outs to everybody. Kenyatta, Lakeisha, you know what I'm saying, Robert, man, always tuning in, yo. I really appreciate that. Tangi Turner, appreciate that. Everybody, thanks for really rocking. Thanks for the comments or whatever. Next week's gonna be dope. Go ahead, Sasha.
Look through my eyes. That's my
Okay.
one. Let me fly. That's my going to court. And I'm gonna say this.
Uh-oh.
For my dogs. I'm gonna do that one.
Absolutely.
Listen, y'all. I have okay. People that are on my page, don't judge me. Okay. I do listen to DMX if I'm working out, when I'm working out, and when I'm going to court.
Okay.
Right?
All right, that's dope.
So don't judge me.
I listen to that shit when I go to court too.
All right, child, give me your 3, man.
Oh man, how's it going down? Slipping, and for my dogs.
All right, I'm going with The Professional. That one was kind of slept on. One More Road to Cross, and What They Want. I'm going with those 3.
That's what's up, man.
And one more thing before we go, Sasha, do you have a couple people asking if you do trademarks and things of that nature? Do you have a IG page they can kind of get at you at for business purposes?
Yes.
Or
Yes. So we have Francis Law Firm. That's my law firm. You could find us at Francis Law Firm on IG. You could find Trade Secrets Management Group. We do trademarks, copyrights, all that jazz, brand management. You could also find us on IG at Trade Secrets _MGT.
That's what's up.
all right, appreciate
Sasha,
that.
I sincerely appreciate your time. Your insight was absolutely great. You're gonna get
Great.
reeled back in. So you stuck with us. So every time we call you, please answer. Don't ignore our
It was
emails.
good. I mean, listen, you guys bring the heat, but that's all right.
Yeah, that's what the
All right.
podcasts do. That's what the podcast, right, my man? Side. So, yo,
Oh
thank you
yeah.
everybody for rocking with us on episode 6. It's been dope. Yo, episode 7 is going to be even doper. Is that a word? It's going to be even doper.
Oh
So,
yeah.
thank you. Everybody have a great week, great Sunday. Remember, always keep contact with us on our YouTube channel, thepodcases.com on YouTube. Go to our website, thepodcases.com. Go to our IG at the Real Podcases. Yo, deal with us on everything, man. We really appreciate all the feedback we get. It whether it's good, bad, or ugly. We really appreciate it. It's super dope, yo. So everybody, yo, have a great week. God bless, and keep rocking with the cases. Salute.
Peace.